This episode is brought to you by Ariston Specialties in Bloomfield, Connecticut. They are makers of amazing olive oils and other Greek delights. Check them out online at aristonspecialties.com. That's Ariston, Ariston, specialties.com. Fish on the Grill. Doesn't that sound good? Welcome to the new independent podcast home of the all-new Food Schmooze Party. Those are the words you look for, all new, and it will take you right to us at faithmiddleton.com. That's where you want to go. Okay, now my food buddies are here. Chris Prosperi at Metro Beast Restaurant in Simsbury, Connecticut. Associate producers Joanne Church in New London, Connecticut, and Carl Franklin in Quaker Hill, Connecticut. Mark Raymond, the wine guy in Old Wethersfield, Connecticut. I should say food and wine. And our show mascot, my dog Bon Bon, who is curled up in his bed. Well, he's looking a little bit like he wants to go out. He is age 14, and I love him to pieces, and I helped rescue him from the Caribbean island of Bonaire, and that's why he's called Bon Bon. So what's the gang going to recommend as a favorite way to grill fish? Let's find out. Mine, for instance, is going to involve a packet of aluminum foil, and I'll explain all that later. But Chris, how about if you start us off?
All right. I am going to go like you with aluminum foil, but I'm not doing a packet. So what I do is and this may sound crazy, but it really does work. I do it every single time I grill fish, and I even do it when I grill swordfish, and that's like the easiest fish to grill. So I take a sheet of aluminum foil, say, 12 inches by maybe 6 inches. So just a nice piece, big piece, and I poke holes in it. And then I spray it with a non-stick spray, and I take that and I drop it right on the grates of my grill. So what I've really done is I've turned my grill into a non-stick grill. And if you let that foil heat up, right? So just close the lid, leave it on there, and let's say we're doing salmon. Take a piece of salmon, and I just sprinkle a little salt on both sides, and then I put it right down on that foil that, like I said, preheated, a little bit of pan spray or whatever you have on it, and then the grill marks will actually come through the foil because it heats the foil in those spots more so than in between. So it is literally like cooking on the grill, but you have this foil in between, and it works perfectly. When you're done, like I said, you cook your fish on one side a couple of minutes, then you flip it, do the other side, and then I fold up the little foil, throw it in the recycling bin, and off I go. It's perfect grilled fish every single time.
Wow. Wow, that is really interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good way. And you poke the holes with what?
Yeah, just the tip of my little paring knife, or you could use a chopstick. It really doesn't matter. You just want to get a decent amount of holes. That way, if there's any liquid coming out of the fish, and there will be, it doesn't steam, right? That liquid will go down the holes into onto the grates or onto the charcoal, depending on how you're grilling. And then the smoke will come back up through those holes, and that'll flavor the fish too. It really does work. And I'm telling you, I am one of those people that no matter what I do to my grill, if I'm grilling a light fish, it always sticks. And people think because I'm a chef, I've got like some kind of magic. And and yes, you can season the grill, you can do all this stuff, but I've found that this foil works every single time. And people just look at me when I come out with my I have a little tray of raw fish, I season it, and then I whip out my tin foil and start poking holes in it. And people are like, what is he doing? And then they're blown away because it works every single time. It's turning your grill into a nonstick grill, and it's perfect.
Wow. I've never heard of one like this.
Yeah, no, it works.
Yankee ingenuity. That's what that is right there.
I know, Carl. I've been studying, how different people do their fish on the grill all day. And there's not one that, like what you've just described, Chris Prosperi. Okay, I'm going to try that, by the way. And I'll get to mine on the beach in a little while. But let's do Carl Franklin. Go ahead.
Okay. Mine is inspired from my trip to Porto, Portugal. And I found a blog called Julia Eats. And Julia Eats has a blog post from 2018 for the freshest fish in Porto, head to the harbors. And I made a URL for this. So if you go to portofish.2keto.com, and we'll link that in the show notes, that'll take you to this blog post. But the technique that they use is a grill basket, a fish basket. And Chris is giving me the thumbs up. He basically made his own fish basket that he can put in the recycle bin.
Yeah.
You can get them at Home Depot. And they're basically just a hinged grill on both sides, like just like a mesh. And it comes together and snaps together. So you basically, brush it with olive oil, and you brush your fish with olive oil and salt, and you put it on and close it down. So now you can pick it up and flip it over and flip both sides, and it's not going to spill out all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I have one, and I use it for when I grill whole lobsters.
Fantastic idea.
Yeah, because you snap it in that cage, and it has like a little space, and boom, throw grilled lobster. So good.
But lobster has become, $120 a pound. So
I haven't done it this year.
Totally off the table. Okay.
We're sorry for being bougie there.
Okay.
We went there.
All right, Mark Raymond, what do you have for us?
All right, so I'm going to share a swordfish kebab. So you get a 1-inch thick cut of swordfish, and you cut that into some beautiful 1-inch squares that you put on your kebabs, along with this beautiful time of year having summer squash, zucchini, maybe some Vidalia onion. You put a good little lathering of olive oil and salt and pepper on it, throw it on the grill to the temperature you like, and in the meantime, I'm back maybe cooking a little bit of vegetable quinoa to put it over. But then I come out and...
what's your favorite temperature for swordfish? Like, how long would you cook it?
I like my fish medium. I don't like to go well done on my fish, but it's a personal preference. I completely understand. A lot of people like to have their fish completely thoroughly cooked and well done, and that's fine. There's still flavor in there.
So for 1-inch kebabs, you flip them every minute?
I like to give them like 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes on one side, then flip them over with the lid down on the grill.
Okay.
Or if I'm doing the wood fired grill, it probably a little bit more, like 4 to 5 minutes. It cooks a little slower there.
That sounds good.
But then when I take them off, I give them a nice drizzling of my homemade chimichurri sauce.
Oh.
And a lot of people would not think to put chimichurri on anything but beef or lamb or meat. It's actually really good on kebabs.
That sounds so delicious.
All right, I have a special treat. I wrote down Mark's chimichurri recipe, and I'm going to send it over to Carl, and we'll post it because my chef just made a gallon of it, and I wanted to bathe in it. It's so good.
I love it.
And it has a little trick of boiling water, and I'm telling you, look at the recipe, make it at home, make it in a big batch, and you literally will put it on everything from toast to swordfish kebab.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Okay. I can't.
You know what place has really good chimichurri is Texas de Brazil, up in the mall over there in West Hartford. West Farms Mall, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is it called? Texas de Brazil?
Texas de Brazil. Yeah, it's a churrascaria, a Brazilian steakhouse. Churrascaria.
It's a Brazilian steakhouse. Yeah.
And they come with meat on swords.
Oh.
And they keep coming.
Until you say, Uncle.
Until you tell them to stop.
Don't tell.
But this is a fish show.
Don't tell the keto people about that.
Back to fish.
Okay. All right. So, Joanne, you want to go before I do my thing at the beach? How do you do your fish?
I've got a glass stovetop, and I can't use my cast iron pan on the glass top. So I use a cast iron pan on the grill. And this Monday, I made cod. So I've got a pound of cod and get lemon, slice it in half, and then at one half I'll put in slices and line up on the cod. The other half I'll squeeze for the juice and use later. And then one of my new favorite things, that I'll sprinkle on it it's called mixed up peppers. So it's red and green sweet peppers with dehydrated onions. So it's like red pepper flakes, but completely different. I love it. I'm putting it on everything, but I put it on the fish.
I got to find that.
That sounds
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you should have us over because I really want to try. I want to try.
This is so easy.
I want to try every single thing that all of you have said, every single one.
So then I melt like 4 tablespoons, 5, 6 of butter, and I put that lemon juice from the half a lemon in there. I put put the grill on, put the grill 400, 450, whatever it wants to do.
High.
And put my cod with the lined lemon and the sprinkle so it looks beautiful on the grill. Then I pour the butter and lemon over it, close the top. You'll check it after 5 minutes. And when it's almost flaky, I'll take it off. And everyone loves it because it's butter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's such a great idea using cast iron pan on your grill. It really is a great idea.
I miss cast iron so much. I'm not even sure why we got a glass top stove because I love cast iron, but it is what it is. And we grill all year round anyway. So
this is so funny because except for Chris, every single one of us is doing swordfish, and so am I. So I have this tradition of doing something at the beach. If I'm going to the beach, and normally this would happen in Provincetown, and a whole bunch of us would all be staying in a house together, and then they would say, okay, can we do let's do your swordfish on the beach. So all I would do was I take a little grill, the small round grill, the smallest with the 3 legs, in the back of the car with some charcoal. And then when I got to Provincetown, sometimes I would walk up and down where the fishermen were coming in with their boats, and I would see if anybody had a kind of fish that I liked. And sometimes they would even have swordfish. Or I would go to the store and I would get a swordfish. So let's pretend I go to the store. And so then I would just take a big, like Mark did, a big piece of aluminum foil that is enough to have the swordfish as a steak be at the bottom. You could do cubes if you want. Be at the bottom. And then I just and I raise the foil up so that it's making a little bowl because I'm going to add some liquid in here. And so with that swordfish, I add a jar of marinated artichoke hearts that you can get in absolutely any supermarket, the liquid and the artichoke hearts. And then I do a squeeze of a half to a whole lemon. Sometimes I'll throw the slices in too. I have thrown olives in there sometimes. And sometimes I put cherry tomatoes in there. And then I just crimp up the aluminum foil so that it makes like a sort of a basket, but it's closed. So mine is purposely going to steam in there. And then I put that whole basket onto the charcoal grill. I've gotten that started already. And we're on the beach and we're sitting there and, drinking rosé or drinking some kind of wine. Mark probably has a better idea about what wine we should be drinking. And he'll tell us in a minute. And then I just let it steam on there for about, 15, 20 minutes. And then I check to see if it's okay, open it up a little. And then I just start passing it out onto people's paper plates. And I forgot the butter. There's a lot of butter in there. I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget
a whole
the butter.
stick of butter. And I forgot. What is wrong with me? Did I say the white wine? Yes, I think I did. So you just pour some white wine in there. But Carl, go ahead. What are you going to tell me?
Well, what's great about that is that if you forget about it, you're drinking wine. And who cares?
Yes,
you're going to have a great time. So you have a wine dinner, 20 minutes, 30, 40. Oh, this is really overdone. It's all right. We'll just have some more wine.
Well, it stays. The thing about it is, doing it in that tent, it stays really moist.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
It's very liquidy and moist in there.
And it's forgiving.
And you can throw, a lot of things in there if you feel like it. Onions. You could do anything you want in there.
Sure. That's delicious.
So there we go.
I like it because it can be done ahead of time.
I want to try that. I'm going to the
Mark,
beach.
what are we drinking with swordfish?
Well, I think I'm going to kind of surprise you on this. Not a lot of people would pick a red wine to go with fish, but, I saw you drinking that Malbec over there. And I thought, what a perfect time to talk about Finca El Origen Malbec.
Hey, if you got chimichurri,
I'm with you, Mark.
High altitude, Malbec from the Uco Valley in Argentina. It's got beautiful, floral nose of vanilla and violets and red fruits.
Yeah.
And then you get this sort of blackberry and blueberry notes on the palate. And it's aged about 6 months in oak, so you get this wonderful sort of little elegant finish to it with, sort of vanilla notes on the finish as well.
And no glyphosate.
It's a great bottle of wine, and it's for less than $15 a bottle, so you can't beat it.
And what is what's the name of the Malbec you're talking about?
Yeah, it's called Finca El Origen Reserva.
Finca, FINCALEL, Origin, like origin. Yes. And it's the Reserva. And what does Reserva mean, Mark?
So Reserva here means, there's no distinction in South America to Chile and Argentina as far as, regulations like there would be here in California. But here at Finca El Origen, it's the quality of the grapes from a specific vineyard site, and then more importantly, the amount of time it spends in bottle. So it spends about 6 months in oak barrel. It's the best of their harvest. This is a vegan wine as well.
Wow.
Interesting point.
Under $15.
Yeah, for under $15 a bottle.
Now, Mark, I get Rioja a lot, and I noticed that, your run-of-the-mill $12 bottle of Rioja is okay, but you get more oak with the Reserva, and if you want even more oak, you get a Grand Reserva. And is that the same with Malbecs?
No, it's not necessarily the same, but they do have a Reserva and a Grand Reserva level from South America. So you'll see more vineyard specific, better quality fruit, and then more time in oak for sure. Yeah. They try to go along the same trend of what you have going on with Rioja. Rioja has very specific and strict laws to that aging and the certain amount of production level that they're allowed to have for that region. It's pretty strict.
Well, if you're willing to spend $23 a bottle, look for LAN, LAN, Grand Reserva. It's as oaky as Rioja gets, I think.
Okay, yeah. And I have a suggestion. If you like Rioja, I cannot stop drinking the museum Rioja that Mark introduced me to. I just can't. It's just around $20. And it's
you sent me some of that, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
That is a special wine. 120-year-old vines.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Nice.
I know. So listen, I'm going to say it again as we depart. Hope we've made you hungry. I know you all have made me really hungry. And so this is the all-new Faith Middleton Food Schmooze Party Podcast. It's an independent podcast, and all you have to look for the words in it are all new, and you'll know you're coming to the brand new editions of the show. And that's at faithmiddleton.com. Easier to spell. Okay. Thank you so much, you folks. I would hug you if I could. And Bon Bon says, hey.
Hey, Bon Bon.
Hey.
Yeah, he's hungry.
Hey, Bon Bon.
He's looking at me with endearing eyes. Okay.
I heard you say chimichurri. That's why.
Let's see. What would he have eaten in Bonaire, where I helped rescue him from? What would he have eaten there? Oh, just probably garbage on the street, because he was a rescue. He's a street dog. Yeah. No, he doesn't. Well, he eats tuna. He likes canned tuna. So that is interesting. All right, my friends. We will see all of you, our dear listeners, next time around. And we're here all the time. Just go to faithmiddleton.com and you'll see the show. All new Food Schmooze podcast. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Ciao.